How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about MMAT metamaterials. The questions are flooding in. MMAT is on the run, Dre. What do you think we should do going into next week? Of course, I am not a financial advisor whatsoever, but as far as price action is concerned, it's part of the reasons why in all my videos, let's go over the technical so we can help you with your decision, so you can aid it with your strategy, along with your homework and your due diligence. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at support, resistance. We see the move that metamaterials is making. What are some areas to look out for and where we can actually base a strategy off of? And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. We know already, as far as short interest is concerned, it could have an impact on the stock, and is the reason why we cover it. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution, where institutions loading up on shares on the Friday. We're going to find out. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more key details. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for MMAT metamaterials. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So I ended up closing at $5.50, being up 2.42%. On the low, it tested $5.19, and then on the high, testing $6.42. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 85.329 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 34.772 million shares. So you can see we had well above average volume here, and it's part of the reasons why we're continuing to see appreciation in metamaterials stock price. As far as for the chart we're using the 1 year daily chart. When we take a look at the RSI down below, you can see it's right around 69.63. So yes, it is in the overbought territory, but it is on a run up. When we take a look at our moving averages on the chart, we are above all of them, which is a 21-day EMA, as well as the 200-day, the 50-day, and as well as over here at the 100-day. So since we were seeing some really solid price action thus far, we want to see metamaterials actually use the 100-day as an area of support. So that's going to be right around $5.03. If we could use this as an area of support and have consolidation and as well as strengthen this area, then we can look forward to seeing those moves back to 6 where we tested on the Friday. And once we're able to establish ourselves in the $6 range, of course, we're going to want to be able to get past this high right where we got here at 642. If we can get past 642, then I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a move going all the way to 7. Again, 7 is going to be a psychological area. There's going to be a lot of selling pressure. So I know for many who are going to be looking to take profits, they're probably going to be looking at here around $6.97, because you can see clearly this was resistance in the past. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information for metamaterials. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we can see here, as far as for September the 3rd, we have parametric portfolio associates that went in with just over 10,900 shares, but 10,941 to be exact. We also have Vanguard variable insurance funds that went in with a position on the 30th being at 18,927. And I know the ones prior we have covered on the channel, but you can see institutions have been purchasing shares of metamaterials from the filings that are in front of us. Now, when we take a look at the short interest information, scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 150,000, updated 23 minutes ago. And then for the short ball free rate, it is at 2.15%. Scrolling down further to take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see on September the 1st it was at 25.66, and then on the 2nd it was at 33.68, and now for the 3rd you can see it's gone up to 52 0.82. So that is quite the uptrend there, and we can see as far as shorts are concerned, they are heavily vested inside of this play, and there's a lot of negative market sentiment saying, well, you know what, this price of the stock needs to come down. So that's going to introduce a lot of volatility, and that's one of the things I want to make sure you're prepared for if you are inside of this play. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for metamaterials. So we can see here on the inflow it was at 103, and then on the outflow it was at 106. We had 0 on the large for both. On the medium, this is the inflow side, we had 54.26, and it's also in the millions. And then on the small, it was at 48.35. Now on the outflow side on the medium, we had 60.73, and then on the small, we have 45.01. So you can see that we end up having a surplus of small scale orders, despite the fact we did have an outflow day, but not by a huge difference whatsoever. Now, when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for the Friday that passed, we had 0. So institutions did not load up on any large scale orders whatsoever. But we could see on the second, we end up having some outflows, so that showed that there was some selling that was going on. So taking this data into consideration, and due to the fact that the stock did do well overall on the day, it did finish green, I am still bullish on this play, and I look forward to seeing what happens going into Tuesday and for the rest of the week. Another thing to do keep in mind when taking a look at the data, we're seeing a lot of small scale orders coming in. So that means retail getting involved and buying up some shares, and of course this is a lot to do with the FOMO. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for metamaterials, what I want to see it do is hold up $5.50 going into the open, and I'm talking about regular trading hours here. And the main reason being is I want to see another push going up to that $6 range and potentially going up to that $7 level. But the only way this is going to happen if we end up having above average volume. You've been seeing that the volume has been increasing as of late, so seeing a continuation of that can definitely get it into that $7 area like I was speaking about. But another thing to keep in mind, this is going to be a psychological area. There's also going to be a lot of profit taking, a lot of selling pressure, so that's just something to be aware of. So make sure as far as your strategy is concerned, if you're going to be trading this, that you have it well mapped out. When we went on Fintel, we could also see from the short volume ratio, it's just over 50%. So that comes with a lot of negative market sentiment. So a lot of shorts are inside of this play and they're saying, hey, the price of the stock needs to come down. It has no business being in the current price area of where it's at. So as a bull, you want to make sure you're aware of this. And as far as for the volatility is concerned, that you want to be prepared for that. Anyone who's in this play for the long-term prospects, of course, everything that I'm saying right now is not applicable to you, but you want to be patient and make sure that you really get in with a solid entry. You have no reason why that you should be buying at the current levels of where it's at. Let it cool down. Let the volume cool down overall in general, and then decide, okay, you know what, this looks like where the price is stabilizing. I'm going to get into my position. But for the most part, as far as anyone who's into momentum or just wants to get into trades, it's here for MMAT, but we want to see that going into Tuesday and as well as for the rest of the week. So like I was talking about, we want to see it hold up that $5 level. If it could hold support right at $5.50 or even right around $5.40 into the open, as far as even for the rest of the day, if they want to force it to trade sideways, then again, we could see that move to 6. And if we can get to 6, consolidate, build some support. We don't need like a super strong spike here. Just, something steady climb, kind of similar to what we saw with Sens. Then of course, I'll be looking forward to seeing that move to 7 before the end of the week. So that's what I want to make sure that I'm being clear about here. Again, I could be wrong about everything that I am saying, but I do believe $7 is very achievable if we can hold up those levels like I spoke about. And then on top of that, due to the fact it does have short squeeze potential, and if you have a lot of buying pressure coming into the stock, things can get very, very interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.